जब तक वो लोग ज्वाइन करते हैं अपने लक्ष्य लगा लेते हैं तब तक। ओके, डुअल पेज था उसमें सिंबल्स का और ऐसे यूनिट्स का। फिर डिस्टेंस का मिला उसमें से?
जी सर।
क्या था?
स्मॉल एफ। जी सर। फोकल लेंथ लिखा हुआ था उसका।
वो फोकल लेंथ है। फोकल लेंथ और डिस्टेंस अलग अलग चीजें। फोकल लेंथ है किसी लेंस की
मेन
फोकल लेंथ। हाँ ठीक है, वो ओके, वो लेंथ की वजह से आप समझे कि शायद ये डिस्टेंस के। ओके ओके ओके, चलो कोई बात नहीं, डिस्टेंस का ऑलरेडी लिखा, इसलिए आपको कहा था कि देखना
वो बिग भी है बड़ा नहीं।
गुड गुड गुड, चलो एटलीस्ट स्किन स्कैन तो किया ना कि हाँ ये वो चीज है, ठीक है। तो दैट इज वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल। जब तुम्हें टाइम मिले बेटा उसको जरूर पढ़ो, और अपने टेस्ट और एग्जाम से पहले उसको जरूर पढ़ो।
सर वो कहाँ है नहीं बुक
ओल्ड बुक शॉप G1 की मार्केट से ले लो, गुलबर्ग से जाकर ले लो, ठीक है। बर्गर खाते हो? किसका पसंद है?
सर जो मिलते।
अच्छा, चाहे उसका बर्गर किंग का हो चाहे हार्डीज का हो, लेकिन वो स्वाद नहीं। जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम अलीना।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम सर।
अलीना आप कैन यू ज्वाइन आवर क्लास व्हिच इज एट लाइक 3:45? कोई टाइम का इशू नहीं है बेटा?
सर 3:45 से सर मुश्किल है क्योंकि इंग्लिश की क्लास शुरू होगी फिर 3:45 से 4:30।
एक्चुअली में ना हमारी जो आउटगोइंग क्लास है ना, जो हम एग्जाम प्रिपरेशंस के लिए चला रहे हैं, वो हमारी आउटगोइंग है। ये बिल्कुल बिगिनर्स वाली क्लास है, इसमें हमने स्लो जाना है, ठीक है। तो
ओके सर।
हाँ, इतना भी स्लो नहीं जाएंगे, थोड़ा स्पीड से जाएंगे, बट ये है कि जो हमारे 9th के बच्चे और 10th के बच्चे हैं उनके हिसाब से ही पेश होगी। वो वाली जो क्लास है वो हमारी O3 के हिसाब से है, राइट। लेकिन ये है कि जो हमारा एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन का सेशन होगा वो हमारा कॉमन है, वो दोनों के लिए सेम रहेगा। तो देख लो, आप डिसाइड कर लो। इसमें भी हम स्लो ही जा रहे हैं, इसमें भी हम फास्ट ही जाएंगे इंशाल्लाह। ऑलराइट, चलो जी, ऑलराइट जी, लेट्स स्टार्ट टुडे। I'm sure you people have seen that syllabus and you have scanned that. So we will keep on referring to that syllabus off and on. So थोड़ा सा उसको अपने पास ध्यान से रखना। I'm sure आपने उसमें से list of symbols, SI units वो सारे देख लिए, उनको अपने पास usage के लिए as a reference लगा लो सामने, ठीक है? Okay. So our first theme जो एक एरिया है बड़ा फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज, उसमें हम आज करेंगे बात मेजरमेंट। Alright, before we go into the details of the measurements, can you tell me what do you mean by physical quantities, or what is a quantity? Amount. Okay. Anything else? Ji. Your input, Alvina.
Sir, amount, the number of things.
The number, शाबाश, वेरी गुड। देखो कल हमारी बात हुई थी कि आपने जवाब देना है, खामोश नहीं रहना, ठीक है ना। तो चाहे उल्टा पुल्टा जैसा भी है जवाब दो, उल्टा पुल्टा नहीं होता। You see, I've got this like 2 feedback from you people, and both of them they are related to quantity. Okay, शाबाश, good. Quantity we got amount, number है। अच्छा, फिजिकल क्वांटिटी क्या होती है? The same? Okay. Or any addition to it? कुछ और ऐड करने हैं?
वो फिजिकल होती है सर। वेट
फिजिकल का मतलब
सर जो जिस 3D चीजें होगी सर की
3D, ओके। आप क्या कह रहे हो बेटा?
वेट वेट
वेट, ओके। ऑलराइट जी, कोई और चीज इसमें एडिशन करनी है? फिजिकल क्वांटिटी में भी ये सारी चीजें होती हैं, 3D, वेट, अमाउंट, नंबर, ओके। चलो, अच्छा, फिजिकल क्वांटिटी आपके ख्याल में कोई एग्जांपल से बता सकते हैं? जैसे वेट उन्होंने कहा, कोई और उसके अलावा?
लेंथ
लेंथ,
उसकी हाइट
हाइट, जी अलमीना, एनी एग्जांपल ऑफ फिजिकल क्वांटिटी?
सर उसकी वॉल्यूम।
आवाज,
सरफेस एरिया
सरफेस एरिया, गुड। और कोई चीज? और ऐसी और बहुत सारी चीजें, ठीक है। लो भाई, मैं आज बड़ा खुश हूं, या मुझे बड़ा गुस्सा चढ़ा हुआ। ये खुश होना, ये गुस्सा, ये है क्वांटिटी, फिजिकल क्वांटिटी? नहीं है। क्यों नहीं?
तो इसमें कोई अमाउंट नहीं है
इसमें अमाउंट नहीं है। तो मैं कह रहे तो मुझे 5 किलो गुस्सा चढ़ा हुआ है, अमाउंट होगी ना। अब
फिजिकली नहीं है ना
फिजिकली नहीं, और जिस चीज को आप फिजिकली कह रहे हो ना, वो असल में क्वांटिटी से रिलेटेड है। क्वांटिटी वो होती है विच कैन बी क्वांटिफाइड। क्वांटिफाइड का क्या मतलब है?
मेजर
शाबाश, विच इज measurable। measurable, वेट measurable है, लेंथ, वॉल्यूम, सरफेस एरिया, ये सारे क्या है? measurable। गुस्सा, खुशी measurable है, तो क्वांटिटी में नहीं आ, इमोशंस में आ, ठीक है। तो इमोशंस दे आर डिफरेंट, वी कैन नॉट क्वांटिफाई देम। So things which can be quantified, they are called physical quantities, which are measurable। ठीक हो गया बेटा? अब कुछ बेसिक हमारी क्वांटिटीज हैं, जैसे आपने बताई, वेरी गुड, आई एम ग्लैड कि आपने इस तरह बताई। अब क्वांटिटीज दो तरह की होती हैं। कितनी तरह की है बेटा? दो तरह की। एक जो बॉल पॉइंट होता है, ये मार्कर होता है। चलो, एक होती है फंडामेंटल, या बेसिक क्वांटिटीज, और दूसरी होती है
नॉट
यस, उनको क्या कहते हैं? डिराइव्ड। डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटीज, फंडामेंटल, डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटीज, दो तरह की क्वांटिटीज, ठीक है। अब मैं कुछ क्वांटिटीज लिख रहा हूं, इसको जरा से पहले समझना। जैसे आपने बताया था बेटा, लेंथ, टाइम, mass, लेंथ, टाइम, mass, इनको मैंने इधर लिखा है फंडामेंटल या बेसिक क्वांटिटी। दूसरी है डिराइव, मैं यहां पे लिख रहा हूं वॉल्यूम, डेंसिटी, स्पीड, कोई फर्क है इनमें? कैन यू फिगर आउट क्या डिफरेंस है? लेंथ, टाइम, मास, वॉल्यूम, डेंसिटी, स्पीड।
सर ये लेंथ टाइम मैच हम किसी स्केल से कर सकते हैं, वो स्केल से नहीं कर सकते।
ओके, स्पीडोमीटर और घड़ी मिलते जुलते नहीं है। गाड़ी का स्पीडोमीटर से हम स्पीड मेजर कर सकते हैं ना, बट एफर्ट इज गुड। कोई और डिफरेंस देखो, लेंथ एल के साथ डिनोट होती है, टाइम स्मॉल टी, मास स्मॉल है, मैंने तो सिंबल्स लिख दिए, ठीक है बेटा। और उसके साथ साथ वॉल्यूम क्या होता है? वी से डिनोट होता है, डेंसिटी डी से या रो के साथ, और स्पीड
यू या वी से,
यू और वी, ठीक है ना जी। लेंथ किससे मिलकर बनी है? बेसिक का क्या मतलब होता है? वेरी बेसिक, शुरू की। लेंथ किसी से मिलकर बनी? टाइम, मास, वॉल्यूम किससे बना? वॉल्यूम इज इक्वल्स टू लेंथ इंटू लेंथ इंटू लेंथ, आई मीन लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ इंटू हाइट करते हैं ना हम, तो तीनों क्या है असल में? लेंथ ही है। तो मल्टीप्लिकेशन किया, डेंसिटी का मास ओवर वॉल्यूम है ना डेंसिटी, पर स्पीड क्या है? डिस्टेंस ओवर टाइम, यानी ये मिलकर बनी है। जो ये हमने क्या की है? डिराइव, डिराइव की है, इसलिए हम इसको क्या कहते हैं? डिराइव क्वांटिटीज। ये किसी से भी डिराइव नहीं हुई, ठीक है, इसलिए इनको हम कहते हैं फंडामेंटल, बेसिक या वेरी बेसिक क्वांटिटीज, यूनिट्स आप कह सकते हैं, ठीक है। ये 7 है, बाकी हुआ पता है किसी का? चार्ज, शाबाश, वेट इधर आएगा। वेट किससे मिलके बना है? मैस इनटू जी के साथ, W इज इक्वल टू mg होता है। तो जो मिलके बना, मल्टीप्लाई करने से, यानी कि मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेशंस करने से जो चीज मिलती है उसको हम कौन सी क्वांटिटी कहते हैं? डिराइव्ड क्वांटिटी। एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगी अमीना, आप बताएं। Hussein, I'm glad that you are here. Hussein, we are just talking about the physical quantities. All right? And we have two types of physical quantities, fundamental or basic, and the other one they are derived quantities. Can you hear me, Hussein?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
All right. So fundamental quantities, they are different from derived quantities. Derived quantities like volume, we get it by using mathematical operations, multiplication or division of base quantities. The fundamental base or basic quantities are the quantities which are not made up of any, they are not the product of anything. They are the single units like length, time, mass, charge. And then we have our light candela. There are 7, but usually we just use 3 or 4 in this class 9 at this level. Okay? The rest, all the quantities, they are derived from these quantities. Weight, mass into acceleration due to gravity, speed, distance over time, density, mass over volume, volume, length into breadth into height. That breadth and height, they are also the lengths. All right? Are you getting my point? Any problem? Any problems? Alvina, any questions? Hussein, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Hussein, I can't hear you properly. Either you are away from the microphone or there is something wrong with your microphone. Please check it.
Can you hear me now, sir?
No, not yet. I just
What about
now
what
it's
about now?
much better. It's much better. I want you to interact with us, speak, ask questions if you are unable to get anything. And if you understand, then now that you got it. All right?
Okay, okay, sir.
So these are the physical quantities. I'm sure you people got familiar with them now. If you want to note down anything, you can do it. In measurements, we are going to use these quantities. We are going to work with these quantities. We are going to work with both of these quantities, like fundamental and derived, both of them. All right, if you have wrote it down, then tell me what is your mass? Approximately.
Yeah.
58.
Yeah.
All right. J. Hussain. Okay. Let's talk about the age.
14.
14, 15, and so on. Do you think these are quantities? Mass, is it a quantity? Can we measure it? Mass is measurable, so it is a quantity. All right, yes, it is. What about age?
Yes.
Yes, age is also a quantity. So let's talk about this thing. You have told me that your mass is 58, 57, and so on. Is it a complete expression for mass?
Kilograms.
Yes or no?
No.
No. What we need to add to it is
Units. The
kilograms. Okay, I'm just taking the example of 58. 58 kilograms. In the same way, your age 14 what? Days?
years.
Months? Years. So you have to years. Now, for any quantity, we need to have the number which we were saying number and the unit. This number is called magnitude. Magnitude means amount. All right. So this number is the amount, the magnitude, and this kilogram is the unit. Right? Hussain, in Pakistan we buy the eggs in dozens. Dozen means 12. So Abdullah, he went to the shopkeeper and asked him to give me eggs. He said, how many? Abdullah said, 2. Do you think the message is clear? 2 what?
Eggs.
2 eggs? 2 dozen eggs or what? So we need to state the unit along with the magnitude for the complete specification of this quantity. So for any quantity, we need to specify the magnitude and the unit, both of them. Okay? Otherwise, it is incomplete. sometimes students, what they usually do while solving the numericals, they just write the answer in the end. 2 answer. This is wrong. Instead of answer, you have to write the unit of this quantity. All right? Got it now? So, physical quantities, they require magnitude plus unit for your complete specification. Please do write this thing. Keep on making your notes along the way. I'm just giving you a few examples of the quantities, their symbols, and the units which are used. Now, I'm just taking the example of mass. Can you tell me the symbol for mass?
Kilogram.
Symbol of mass.
Kg. M.
M. Small or capital? Small. Alvina, should I write capital M or small m? Which one is correct?
So small m?
Why small m? From where I'm going to get the confirmation? Yes. Syllabus. I'm sure you people have downloaded that syllabus and you have gone through it. Hussain, is it the case? All right, good. Mass. Its symbol is small m. And mass is measured in, what is the unit of that? Kilograms. And what is the symbol for unit? kg. Kilogram is not the symbol for mass. Kilogram is the unit for mass. Remember, the symbol of mass is small m. Time. What is the symbol for time?
Small t.
Small t. And it is measured in?
Minutes.
It is measured in
Seconds.
seconds, minutes, hours, weeks, days, years, centuries. So, which is the unit which we should write here? Time in meter per second. तुम्हारी घड़ी में you measure like meters per second in a
Second.
My question is why seconds? Why not minutes? Or hours? Why not that? You people are right that we should use seconds. But my question is why not minutes or hours? कौन बताएगा? Who is going to tell me? Shabash. Why we are using kilograms for mass and why we are using seconds for? Why can't we use grams or milligrams or etc. for mass? Syllabus में तो है, but there is a thing. This point में आपको लेके आना चाहूँ. We have. I'm just going to rub this side. We have some standard international units. Standard international units. Its abbreviation is yes SI units. Actually, the entire globe, the entire world was trading with one another in different units. Supposedly, Hussein, he imported cloth from Pakistan. And in Pakistan, we are using yards, let's suppose. And over there, they are using meters. All right, so there was a confusion. So for mass, we are using seer, ek seer, do seer, teen seer, right? And over there, we are using kilograms. So problem. So what happened that in 70s, all the scientists, the international scientists, they sat together and they said we need to have one common standard unit for all the quantities. So they call them as SI units or standard international units. So now the trade or other things they are being done in these units. For mass, we have kilogram. This is the standard unit. Which unit? SI unit. All right. For time, it is not hours or minutes. It is seconds. Although we can measure in other units also, but the SI unit for time is seconds. Getting it now? Shabash. Length. Symbol for length is L, measured in meters. Small. So we are also going to use these SI units, especially when we are doing the calculations. Even if they have given us grams or hours, we are going to convert them into SI units first, and then we will use them in our calculations. Got it? All clear? Any questions? All right. Yeah. Any questions, Almina or Hussein?
No, sir.
All right. Okay. So they have given the grade in your book, so you can carry it from there. And you have noted it down also. So we are going to use these SI units for different quantities. Okay. That was all for these measurements. There is not much in that, the first topic. So now we are moving on. As I said, we have these physical quantities which are used to determine different things. And if we use the mathematical operations, we can derive other quantities. Now we are going to dip into kinematics. We are going to use some vocabulary for it. That is distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, and other than that, we'll be using these terms also. Average, uniform, non-uniform, instantaneous, etc. All right? Note them down with that. Okay. Are you familiar with these? Or with any one of them? Ji. Distance. Do you know what is distance? You might have heard about displacement or speed or velocity or acceleration. So all this comes under the heading of this kinematics. I'm just writing it here. What is distance? What do you mean by distance? Do you know it? Distance. Yeah? What is distance? Ji Alvina, you tell us, what is distance?
Sir, how far the object or place is from one place to another?
How far? Shabash. Fixed point. Good. Anybody else? Let's suppose we have 2 points, A and B. What is the distance? It is up. Find होता क्या है distance? What is the distance?
Speed into time मतलब कितना?
All right, speed into time.
तो कितनी दूर है उसमें? रास्ता मतलब सोचना चाहिए.
फासला? That is in Urdu. I'm asking फासला है क्या? What is distance or फासला?
उससे कितनी दूर है वो?
How far? How far? शाबाश. जी. Abdullah, Adil, I know. Hussein, do you agree with it? How far an object is? How far A is from B? We call that thing as distance. Good. Okay. So let's suppose A is your home and B is your school. How far is your school from your home? You just go to the market, you buy the Pepsi or Coke or chips from there, and then you go to school. So, how far it is? Let's suppose 2 kilometers. Just an example. So, your school is 2 kilometers away from your home. So, this 2 kilometers is the distance between your home and your school. How far the other place or the object is from that fixed point, right? Or the space between the 2 fixed points, the area, the region or the space, right? Shabash. I'm glad that you people know the distance well. Okay. Yesterday I told you when you have to define anything, you have to give a formal statement. So Almina, she has helped us to write the formal statement. You think the definition is complete now? Yes or no? No. What else is required? SI unit and its symbol or formula. Symbol is, it is denoted by G. D or S? Small or capital? Small d. Distance with small d. And its SI unit is? I just told you there. अभी रब किया मैंने. The SI unit for distance is meter. Meter. Now it is complete. Your statement, the symbolic form, and unit. 1, 2 and 3. ठीक है. Complete हो गया? Distance समझ में आ गया? Done with the distance? All right. We are moving on to the displacement now. Displacement. What is it?
Sir, it's like distance, लेकिन जो shortest distance होता है वो आपकी displacement होती है.
Hi. She said shortest distance. The fan said the same. Good. Shortest. Isn't it the shortest distance between the 2 points? This track. No.
Straight line is supposed to.
How you can go to school in the straight line? There are so many houses on the way. Then what will be the displacement? Yes. Displacement is the shortest distance. Straight in that direction. This is the only path, one single path, which is shortest. Even if I just go nearby it, like this is even longer than this one. So this is not the displacement. Remember, this is displacement. The shortest distance between the 2 points. That means displacement is also a type of distance, but it is the shortest distance between the 2 points. Please note it down. Thank you, everyone. Again, Hussain, what is the unit for displacement?
Sir, can you hear me?
Excellent.
Sir, can you hear me?
Excellent. Meters. Actually, Hussain is quite far away, na? That's why we got very faint sound of it. Yeah. Okay. So the unit for displacement is meters. What is the symbol for displacement? Capital D, sure. No. X. X. Displacement denoted by small x. Okay? But in our syllabus, the prescribed syllabus, we can denote both of them with D. Okay? In certain books, they have provided us with X. So I just recommend that we should use small d for both of them. Okay? Any questions about distance or displacement? So they were somehow the same, except the direction. So it is the shortest distance in a particular direction. If I just go this way, I will never reach to school. I will reach somewhere else to my friend's home, but not to the school. So I should move in the direction of school. And this should be the, so we have two things, shortest distance and in the particular direction. Or you can say distance plus direction. So when we have direction with a distance, it will become the shortest. Right? It will become displacement. Can you give me some examples of distance and displacement other than this school or which I have given? Okay. जी
सर अगर मैंने यहाँ से बाहर जाना होता है तो यहाँ से होते होगा सर अगर वो ये डिस्टेंस हो जाएगा फिर डिस्प्लेसमेंट हो गया
direct in the same direction. ठीक है, good. Any other? All right, Chico. So you people are getting what I'm trying to tell you. Shabash, good. All right, now we are moving on to the next thing. You people know displacement. We are going to talk now about speed. Do you know what is speed? What is that? Speed. Speed of car, all right. But what is speed? What do you mean by speed?
The distance traveled in a particular time.
Distance traveled in a particular time. Shabash. Distance distance traveled in a particular time. Distance traveled in a particular time. So speed, do we have some sort of like meter in our car which tells us the speed of the car? What do we call that? Yes, speedometer. Let's suppose this is I'm old man, so I'm just making the manual speedometer. So we have 0, we have like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Let's suppose you are driving and your car is indicating, oh my God. All right. 120. Ooh, very thrilling speed. What does this mean?
Some days are regarding
Your car is going very fast. All right, good. But in terms of speed, what is your speed? 120. 120? That's it?
meters per second होगा.
All right. Meena, you are right to some extent, but that speedometer which is given in your car, it is not measuring the speed in meters or in seconds. Rather, it measures it in kilometers per hour. Okay? So that meter is not made to measure the SI units, rather it is the old-fashioned meter and is measuring, rather all the cars' speed is measured in kilometers per hour. But what do you mean by this 120 kilometers per hour? What is the meaning of it? What do you mean by it?
120
That you're traveling 120 kilometer per
Shabash.
hour.
Good. Excellent. He's saying that if we start from point A with a speed of 120 kilometers per hour, then in 1 hour, you will cover 120 kilometers. If you keep going with the same speed for 1 hour, you will cover 120 kilometers. That is the purpose of speedometer. Now, if you are going by like 40 kilometers per hour, quite slow, then for 1 hour, if you move with the same speed, you will cover 40 kilometers. Okay? So speed is distance traveled by the time. Distance traveled in a particular time. So what can be the formula for it?
Distance over time.
The speed of a car can be measured with distance, shabash, good,
Over time.
this is the formula. How do we denote? What is the symbol for speed? U or V. Okay. So we are going to use V. Rather S. Let's take S, capital S as a speed. Speed, distance, over time. This is the formula for speed. The formal statement is the distance traveled by a moving object in a particular time, and the symbol for speed is S, capital. 1, 2, it is denoted by S, and this is number 3. Speed is equal to distance over time, or S is equal to D over T. All right. So we are done with speed. Tomorrow, inshallah, we are going to talk about velocity and acceleration. So today we have just completed the measurement thing, in which we got 2 types of quantities, 2 types of physical quantities, the basic or the fundamental quantities, and the others are they are derived from fundamental quantities. Okay, so distance is a fundamental or derived quantity. Shabash, it is fundamental. Speed, we have derived it. Excellent. And today we have just talked about distance, displacement, and speed. We are short of time, that's why I'm not starting velocity. All right, tomorrow we will start from velocity onwards. Beta, any questions up till now? Getting all that? I'm glad. Okay, please do revise all this. All right.